Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see the installation of SQL and how we are going to connect the user to SQL database. Now, firstly, let me open the Chrome browser. Just let me open it. Type Oracle 11G XE download. XE is nothing but the Express edition which I am going to use, and my version is going to be 11G. Based on your system compatibility, you can go with the latest versions also. See that you always click on release archive file, because if here you are seeing 11G release 2, it is mentioned, right? And again, here documentation will be correct, but if you go to downloads, it will be as 21C Express edition. Uh, any version works fine, but here it will be not clearly mentioned how to download or how to set up the environment. So let me go back. Yes, click on release archive, and here you can see 11G release 2 Express edition. So here, based on your Windows your operating system compatibility, you can select whether it is Windows or Linux. And mine is 64-bit, so I have downloaded it. Remember this point; it is very much important. Unzip the download. Yes, you will download a zip file. You need to unzip it, and you need to run this exe file. And in Windows, it is going to be in disk one folder, and where setup.exe file we are going to execute. For Linux, it is going to be different. Now let me open my folder, go to downloads. Since I have already installed, directly I am going to show. Yes, here you can see, right, this is the zip file. Just right click on the zip file and click on extract all. Then you are going to perform unzip, and in this disk one folder, open it. Instead of file folder, there will be a type application, that is the setup file. That this one you need to execute, and it will ask to set up a 6-digit or 8-digit password. That password you need to mention. And not in response. Once you install all the things successfully, here in yes, let me show you directly. Once all the installation and password are set, just type here SQL, run SQL command line, and this command line will open. It is similar to command prompt but dedicated to SQL. So for CONN is nothing but for connection we are going to use. It will ask username. By default, it will be a system password. The password which you have entered previously 2 times, that password exactly you need to enter. I'll also show what will happen if you enter wrong password, or sometimes you may get this kind of error. So, how to handle that error? Everything I am going to explain clearly, and we can execute this SQL commands in two up two interfaces. One is this command line. Command line I will explain clearly in detail. Yes, here you can see. Yeah, once the installation is done, you will get this exe icon. Here you can see get started with Oracle database. Just open it, and from here, uh, since it is related to storage, let me click it, and it will ask for username. Username by default it will be system, and enter the password. Yes, here the password and username both are matching, but here sometimes you may get this kind of error. I'll also show you how to handle this kind of errors. So first let me explain this part clearly. Here, how to execute SQL command lines, this is the doubt usually everyone will get. So here, go to the application express. And since you are a new user, click on create new, give the database name, give some new names. If already the account is created, from here if you click on use existing, you will get error. So from here you need to log in, not here use existing. So give the application express username. Password is everywhere, it is going to be same password, but you need to see this both usernames and don't get confused. Click on login once you have created. So this is my workspace name and this is my username for application express. Let me enter the password. Yes, you can see here it is opening. In command prompt I will show how to open it, don't worry. And here you can see SQL workshop, application builder, and this all you will use when you are building a full stack application, like generally in Java full stack and everywhere we are going to use it. But for this one you can just go to SQL workshop. Yes, in SQL workshop again you will have SQL scripts and commands. Why the purpose of scripts we use when we are building a real-time application, but for now you can simply go with SQL commands. So simply no need of any connection, because since we have already entered the login credentials, directly now you can define the schemas and everything. So now let me show you a simple demo. Create table, table name, let me say ages, age, data type. Don't worry, all the things I am going to explain clearly from the upcoming videos. This is just to show whether the connection is successful or not. Just for that purpose I am executing this. Now click on run. You can see table created. And here one more thing you need to remember is that I did not mention semicolon. But actually, when you work with real-time applications or when we work in this SQL command line, after finishing off your schema, you must and should mention this semicolon. Now again, if we click on run, you can see name is already used. Because the table is created, again you can't recreate it. So now let me push some values into it. Insert into ages, just a second. Small, okay. Insert into ages, values of 10. Just run this command. You can see one row is inserted. And here everything we are performing in SQL commands. Now once you go back to SQL workshop, here you can see recently created tables. Here you can see ages table is created. And similarly, here also you can see what are the commands I have executed recently. Now, if you click on this object browser, here you can view each and every point, guys. That's the main advantage. Here you can see ages is the table, data type is mentioned, nullable, whether it is support or not, whether it is having a primary key or not. I'll explain everything why we will use nullable. Obviously, everyone will know. Primary key is nothing but to maintain unique records. Now, just let me go back. Yes, now coming to this SQL commands, select star from ages. Yes, here you can see it has displayed. So this is how we are going to work here. But only one time I am going to show in this Oracle Application Express. But usually we are going to work with this SQL command line. Actually, for the first time, it will directly establish the connection. For suppose if you forget your credentials or if you are getting this kind of error, I'll explain how to handle it. CONN is nothing but connection slash as. sysdba. Now you can see it is connected. But there is a drawback of always working with this sysdba. I'll also show why we are going to ignore it. Yes, sysdba is nothing but system database administrator. Why this sysdba is used is, sysdba is used to grant and revoke user permissions to access the database. Nothing but here itself you can understand that we can create users and we can grant permissions to users. So now you can see it connection has established. Now usually we will see what are all the tables we have created in a particular database. Though there will be some default databases, if you observe here, there are some of the default databases before ages. Now let me show you here how to check uh, my, how to check the tables which are available in a particular database. This is the command. Select table underscore name from user underscore tables. Yes, here if you see, if I did not keep the semicolon, it is keep on going to the next line. So you, always the schema must end with the semicolon. Now you can see 936 rows selected. The meaning here is that 936 tables are present, guys. Remember that point. So we are completely going to uh, come out of this system sysdba, and we are going to create our own environment by creating a user. So now I am going to explain you how to create user. This is the command, create user. Yes, and one more advantage of this SQL is it is not case sensitive. Nothing but here you can keep all caps or some caps and some small. Nothing but here in background application it will convert everything to lowercase and it is going to execute. So it is not like programming languages case sensitive. Remember that point. So now we are going to create a new user. Create user, give some username. I am giving my name. Identified by. This is must because you can see above when I given the command. Yes, one more time I will execute, then you can easily understand. It will ask for username. I am giving some random system. Let me enter the correct password. Yes, you are no longer connected to Oracle like this. Some warnings or everything it is going to display. So now how to establish that connection? Yes, again come connected back to DBA. Now you can see that whenever we are going to connect, we must use two things. One is the username and one more is the password. So similarly, when you are going to create user username identified by, you need to mention password. Give password some randomly. Let me keep some easy password so that I will never forget. Yes, give semicolon. Yes, it is saying that it is conflicting, means already it is existing. So let me take some other name. Yes, if the name is already existing, it will display like above. Since I have use a new username KW and a new. I have also given password. It is showing as user created. Now immediately don't try as connecting. If you connect, it will show error because we have not granted the permissions yet. Because whenever we connect, there must be some user permissions. So once the user is created, we need to grant permissions. Grant first. Since we are going to get error at connection itself, we are saying that allow this user to connect. That's the meaning of this schema. Grant connect comma resource. All resources can be utilized. Nothing but you can use all SQL pre-built functions like data types and everything. Resource 2. 2 here 2 is nothing but you are referring someone, nothing but username. To that user you need to grant the connection and resources permission. That's the meaning of this sentence. Sorry, this schema. Now you can see resources does not exist. Yes, not resources, resource. Yes, grant succeeded. Now one more thing you need to grant, otherwise it will be a great large problem. You need to grant unlimited space. Otherwise, in a database, actually in SQL, usually we create tables. If we don't give unlimited access for a user, we can create only a fixed number of tables. But during our complete throughout journey, we are going to create several tables. So here you need to give unlimited access for the user. Grant unlimited what space? Table space. Table space 2. You need to refer to user. Nothing but KW. Semicolon. Grant succeeded. Yes. Up to here, everything is done. Now, if you want to check whether it is really working or not, just let me close it. Open again. Run SQL command line. Now type CONN, nothing but connection. Username is KW. Password 212005. Yes, now you can see you will not get any kind of errors. So make a habit of creating new users. Now, as I have already mentioned how to check whether any tables are present in particular database or not. This is the schema. Select table underscore name from user underscore tables. Semicolon. Here you can see no rows selected. Or if you, yes, let us create a sample table. Create table, table name, age, data type is number, semicolon. You can see table is created. Yes, semicolon. Yes, now here you can see, here you got as no rows selected. Here since a table is created, it will only display the table name. Here, since we are selecting only a one column, nothing but table name, but what actually user tables contain if you want to see, just type select star from user underscore tables, semicolon. You can see these many things are present. That's the reason particularly we have selected this column, table name. Select table name from, it is nothing but each, for one table we can particularly mention these many specifications you can keep for a particular table. This is what it indicates. Here you can see table name. That only that part we are going to select especially. Now, yes, since we have created table, how to obtain the data of a table? Select star from our table name is ages. Yes, no row selected. Insert into table name value. So pass the value. Now again select star from ages. You can see this is for a particular attribute here. Here this is the thing called as attribute. Whereas above where we have seen that is the thing called table, table names. Yes, this is how you are going to install and connect to SQL. You can work either in SQL command line or also in this Oracle application express. Actually, if you ask me, when if you are working with a larger application, you must prefer this Oracle application express. For small things, you can like only you are learning SQL and you are not going to develop application for that users. You can use this SQL command line. Since here we are dealing with only SQL course, I am only going to show in this SQL command line. Hope you all understood, and if you are facing any installation issues or you are getting any errors, you can drop in the comment section. I will give reply. Thank you.